Ah, yes, look, it's everybody's favorite upcoming Disney movie. Back again for a final trailer. It's the bafflingly chosen live-action Moana remake.
I'm back.
It almost feels like I briefly fell into an okay movie, and then I just got, like, whiplashed back into, oh yeah, this is The Rock's Victory Lap SNL piece. You're familiar with this movie by now, right? You know it. It is the most successful movie on Disney Plus, full stop. Getting a redo, just 10 years later. I guess that is the minimum requirement, but everyone who will see this movie probably has seen the original movie.
Tell me about your hopes, your dreams.
That's always a good start to a Disney movie. Let me hear about your hopes and dreams. Do you think this time they can actually dream up a good marketing routine for what is still going to be a god-awful, terrible live-action movie? It's the best start they could probably come up with for 7 seconds of opening. Hit on the emotional core first. Maybe don't show The Rock's face as much as possible. Regardless, I will say, as a blanket thing over this whole trailer, this is probably the best version of a trailer we are going to see for this movie. It is a decent trailer, a decent piece of marketing pasted over what is still most likely a terrible movie, right? Usually it's the other way around with Disney and Pixar. They have terrible marketing, good-ish movies. I'm not sure about that either. But this time, it seems they finally polished out a lot of the issues of prior trailers. Although that doesn't really fix everything else. This time, it's color graded.
Well, I guess I kind of jumped.
Time's up. I gotta bounce.
Never mind, it's over. They've already shown him. Still looks awful with that wig on. Also, apparently, he might be in a prosthetic with that big necklace of his. So it's not his body either. It's all uncanny. It's more of an SNL skit. Alright. It's still a movie baked in terrible green screening and overuse of CGI, repainted over, you know? Why is it photorealistic? We don't need a live action of this. It's already an animated movie. It's fine. It's already 3D animated as well. It's really, it's fine.
Shapeshifter, the heart of Tefiti.
Alright, now we're just getting into the plot. Sweet, you know, I don't need the visuals. They're kind of uncanny. I don't need the songs. I know them already. Either way, just a bunch of CGI of actually here's the bit. Sure, fine. Here's a lizard actually flexing, and here's the glowing ore thing. Yeah, alright, cool. I can't say this visually looks bad, other than a little bit uncanny, but what can you do? It's live action CGI. And modern day, so you know they're not being paid correctly. But at the very least, the shots look less ugly now, because they are finished. Why exactly it's common for movies now to release unfinished shots, I don't know. Baffling to me. But regardless, it looks faintly prettier now, but it's still not at all practical, which was one of my biggest complaints before. A lot of this is going to take place on boats. There probably are not going to be very many practical boats. Just the floor.
Maui's not spelled with a we.
Now, this is a common complaint I said last trailer, so I'll try not to repeat it so much, but it's also the fact that there's so much green screening and there's so little physical set. When you have scenes set entirely on a single boat, the least you can do is build that single minuscule boat, but they don't. This is a green screen. She ties up the knot. That's physical. I don't think she's tying the sail. That thing looks fake as hell. It's not like a Pirates of the Caribbean set out in the ocean. It's just green screen slop. Thankfully, it's the least we've ever seen these shots in a trailer, because I think the marketing team are trying to go overdrive to paste over this thing. It's the best looking trailer I've seen so far. That is not a good praise to say it's a good trailer, though. Now, I can't really go into this trailer reaction talking about the quality of the movie in narrative form. You know the narrative of this form. Oh, of course, we've got to get a baby version of everybody in there as well. Not even for the marketing, just a tiny shot. Here's a baby chick. And baby Moana? They're not going to introduce to us Moana's little sister from the sequel, are they? Oh god, are they going to do a live action of the sequel? Just combine two terrible prompts together? Hey, maybe it'll turn out amazing that way. Honestly, that would actually show some guts. I kind of want to see that. Although it really shows Disney not learning a lesson on either direction, so who knows. And it seems there is no real division going on anywhere along it, other than more SNL-style quips from The Rock that just don't translate great.
Good job, me. She's back.
Man, all these years, and The Rock still can't act. Am I wrong? I get that he's meant to be deadpan. I don't think that sells it. I don't know, it felt phoning it in. Surely of all movies, this is not the one he's phoning in, but it still felt it. And I've heard this punchline before, but still, it didn't comedically hit me. Yeah. This still feels like a cheap looking victory lap, a little bit of an ego boost of some form, and still just as uncanny as ever. Whenever there are full CGI shots, like just of the landscaping, this looks like incredible animated works, because it is. It's animated. When it's CGI, it's just animated again. And when it focuses specifically on the exposition of the lore dump, that's technically a spoiler, but you've already seen this movie, so spoilers don't matter in this trailer. Yeah, it looks visually pretty good. Every time The Rock opens his mouth, you're suddenly reminded of just how much of an uncanny prompt this whole thing is, and it just feels aged already.
What can I say except...
Hey there, thank you for making it to the halfway mark of this video. Come subscribe if you haven't already for more live action movie trailer reactions. Yeah, it depends on the prompt. We will of course be doing a review when this movie comes out, and you probably know it's gonna be a terrible one, let's be real. So thanks for following along so far, and now to the second half of this video.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Yeah, okay, of course, the song is back. Is that the exact same vocals, or did he redo it? Because I will admit, back in 2016, it was a surprise to hear that The Rock could sing. Now we'll get to see him physically dancing to it as well, but it's his old 10 years ago vocals? I mean, hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Maybe it's a praise. Yeah, I don't want a worse version of everything, but it does feel particularly lazy at the same time to make a live action adaptation with the exact same songs plugged in. They can't win, because they're doing a live action of a movie that's 10 years old! Ironically, one of the fan favorite bits of the original movie is the Tamatoa scenes. The crab? Yeah, he's pretty cool, isn't he? We now get a little bit more of him, finally. The best bit of the movie is now seen in trailer form. He does look alright. He doesn't glow in the dark though, does he? No.
The realm of monsters.
Does he look good? Does he look better? He looks better than the last time we saw him. I still think the animated version, though, you know, has some flair to it. I don't know if he's gonna do the glowing in the dark thing again. But I mean, he does look like a big CGI crab now. He's still, I would argue he's not actually shiny. But, you know, there's something there. He'll probably still be the highlight of the movie now that I think about it. Still a weird choice that this is where we're going next. That's never gonna be a thing I'll get over. Voiced by Jermaine Clement again, so we're just repeating some of the vocals a little bit more. And to be fair, I think he's the closest thing available to save this film. I think his delivery is great and fantastic. He knows how to act. And in that sense, I think it really nicely comes together.
No escape. There is one escape.
Damn, man. Maybe Jermaine Clement can't fix everything. Hey, but at least is he glowing? He's faintly glowing. That's the glow-in-the-dark Tamatoa scene. That is a lot worse than the animated version. Damn. Even the best possible part of the movie, still a downgrade. If that's not representative of live-action movies, I don't know what is. And then they whiplash you over to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson again. Genuinely, it's like a baffling piece of like, oh yeah, that's what we're doing now. Snap back to reality. It looks less pretty than in animated form. Not that Jermaine can perfectly save this movie, some of his comedic deliveries as well, I think, just don't work. That's kind of this movie to a T, I think. You know exactly how the reviews are going to turn out once they roll around. I myself am going to do one of my own around July 10th. And you know exactly how this goes. This is one of many, many, many Disney live-action movies. Hey, maybe it's one of their last, finally learning their lesson as they've only got all the more even worse. But this trailer at least seems to showcase the best possible version of it. Still don't think it's actually going to be good by the time you get to see it itself. Narratively, it is staying straight true to the original and really not doing anything close to unsafe or risky or interesting. And when it does get around to covering the more emotional beats of the movie, they themselves look pretty terrible.
To find home, we know both ways.
Yeah, they're still spoiling the ghost granny, but I guess we already know it. So this marketing team has to work out a lot of things of like, what do we spoil? What do we not? Do we spoil everything? I don't know. God, ghost granny doesn't look good either, does she? Like, it's just like an unfortunate looking filter as well. The rest of this trailer as well has just been a bunch of shots we've already seen before. Like, it's just kind of washing over me. That's what it calls to me, just a washover. What a spectacle. What a feast. The vocals of You're Welcome sound to be exactly the same as the original. If they are a remake, it's barely a remake because you got the same voice performance and the same song, so it sounds the same. I will still say, though, the dance is kind of uncanny, you know? It's not like a real musical number where, like, it feels like there's a stage choreography piece. It's a Disney fantasy movie, so instead it's earth bending in the middle of it without, like, it seems to be without the real proper weight of punching a giant boulder. I guess because he's a demigod, he is that strong, but it still comes off as a little bit, visually jarring. This is one of those things, in animation, this all flows much nicer. A spinning boulder in the background with a stick figure dancing within it for some reason. In live action, it just looks weird. It's always going to look weird, half of this thing's crappily green screened anyway. But so far, at least visually, marketing-wise, this is the best looking plaster on a wound I've ever seen. But this time you get to see the visuals, the music video side of things, which works in animated form because it's crazy uncanny and The Rock is meant to be a demigod. Here, he looks like a terribly acted earthbender because he's got uncanny physics going with him. No amount of color grading is going to fix the uncanny nature of a lot of this movie's stylistic decisions. Flesh.
You'd be everyone's hero.
Interesting how so far this trailer, at least, assuming this is the first time you've seen this, it's not. It's the most popular movie on Disney Plus ever in history. So everyone knows this story already. Even still, it's interesting in this marketing that they are obviously to juke him, but it's all about, hey, he's the hero. I think that's interesting. And though this trailer does its best to paste over it with pokes on only the emotional beats, a spin about the man being the hero and not really addressing that the Disney princess would be in this, alright, and then just blasting you with the songs to paste over everything else, I could see it as an amicable piece of marketing, a really interesting thing to maybe study, if anything else. But otherwise, I think we know exactly what to expect out of this movie, no matter how well it's colored in. All sorts of spoilers have already been shown. We see the final battle in the final bass drop at the end of this trailer, because of course we do. Yeah, end it off with a bass drop in the background and a whole bunch of final punches with the final boss as a spoiler. Sure, fine, whatever. A rising crescendo note. It's a very trailer. This is the best looking piece of marketing trying to spin this movie. Doesn't at all guarantee it's anywhere close to a good movie, but I can see why people had more praises on this trailer than ever before. But still a bad premise underneath. And the only real things to see as a change from the original is the cringe, crappy kind of SNL style they've slapped over the top of this, when ultimately it was unneeded, and will likely still have the animated movie as the #1 watch thing on Disney Plus of all time. I'll be very curious to see how close live action gets to those numbers, but I bet a lot of people will just watch the original. Yeah, probably. That's at least my final thoughts on the final trailer of Disney's Moana's live action mistake. For now, I'd best finally end it off there. My name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell us your thoughts on this. Is it recoverable? Do you think it's funny? Do you like the crab? I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and more, but otherwise, I shall see you all in a little bit. Cheerio.